Well, so far today we've heard from Christian writers, writers of genealogies, writers of what's the weird psycho stuff you're into? Paranormal and all kinds of stuff. Me, I'm the guy that draws cows. My name is Mel LeCompte. This was my first children's book, The Ice Cream Cow. What do you do with a cow that does not move? And yes, it will answer the age-old question by the time you get to the back of it. The way this book got started about 10 years ago, I was in a goth band, believe it or not. And my 2-year-old daughter was like, "Daddy, when you gonna write songs for me?" I'm like, "Dad's busy writing songs about druids. Leave Daddy alone." Well, one day about 3 months after she asked the question, we was passing by a field of cows in Church Point, and she points, she says, "Daddy, are those the cows that make the ice cream?" And I'm like, there's a multi-$100 idea. So we went with it, and that's how the Ice Cream Cow was born. After the Ice Cream Cow, yeah, I dropped a brick right there. I wrote Sharpened Iron. I was a sports journalist for years around the Lafayette area and Opelousas area, and I got caught up in the T Cotton Bowl experience in Ville Platte. The T Cotton Bowl, it's a very inspirational nonfiction story. Think of it as Facing the Giants with a little bit more boudin in it. What it was, for years, the public school, Ville Platte High, and the Sacred Heart Trojans, the Catholic school, they had a very bitter football rivalry. And in this rivalry, there would have to be games that were canceled or games moved to Sunday so that they could get extra police out there. And it really was a mess. Well, late 1990s, a physical therapist out there by the name of Tim Fontenot saw his boy play for Sacred Heart, and the boy said, "Dad, that was the funnest game I ever was in." And Tim looked around and was like, "Wait, the townspeople are getting along really well." So in order to celebrate the fact that this was no longer as bitter as it historically was, he's like, "You know what, I'm going to buy a trophy and some fireworks, and next year we're going to call it the Tea Cotton Bowl or the Small Cotton Bowl." Well, in the 10 years after that trophy and those fireworks were purchased, it was covered by NFL Films and ESPN. Parade Magazine gave it a huge donation and was recognized there. And probably the two biggest things that happened to it, Tony Dungy gave it a huge award, and Pope John Paul II actually blessed the game. Well, I caught up with Dr. Tim years later after the Opelousas Daily World fired me, but that's another video. He's like, "Mel, come see." And I went to his office and he showed me all the memorabilia. He's like, "Mel, this would make a great story." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, it would make a great story." He's like, "No, you don't understand. You're the one that's going to write the story." And I'm like, "I am?" He's like, "Yeah, you still write books, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I wrote a book about a cow that can't move." But he's like, "No, man, I remember you from your Opelousas Daily World days." And he's like, "I want you to write the book." And I almost told him no, but I'm figuring, Tony Dungy loves this, the Pope loves this. Am I just going to say, it might be for them, but not for me? But anyway, this is my book for big people. It's called Sharpened Iron. It's also available as an ebook called The Tea Cotton Bowl Story, a Bayou Tale of Grace, Race, and Small Town Football. After this one, I have one more book, and this goes, I won't say it goes for the kiddie set, but it's actually for all families. It's called T-Boy and the Terrible Turtle. It's about a boy from Louisiana, and yes, he's a true boy from Louisiana. He wears his shrimp boots, he's got his camouflage shirt on, everything. He gets a pet snapping turtle named Chapatulus Terrapin III. Well, one day this turtle runs away from T-Boy, and he runs through over 30 cities and towns in Louisiana. And while he's running through these towns, he learns about such things as which town in Louisiana has a 1,000-year-old statue of Buddha, which town in Louisiana actually had the first indoor shopping mall in the nation, And let me see, what's another one? Oh yeah, we also have some Louisiana towns that made it into Ripley's Believe It or Not. And through this book, by the time he gets to his final town, and spoiler alert, he runs through his towns in alphabetical order, he's found in Zawali. But once he gets through all of these, he will have learned facts about 36 Louisiana towns, and there's even a special trivia section in the back that families can share. So it's not just for little ones, it's kind of for everybody. And I hope I remembered it all. Normally my wife does the spiels for me. I'm just eye candy, but you know, I did what I could. Thank you.